You already know what it is. GMOG Sports TV back with another video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button, share, hate, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff from a boxing perspective that's unbiased. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna break this topic down, family. That Terence Crawford moving up to 168 is career suicide, and I'm gonna tell you why. All right, so we have been seeing a media press blitz tour with Terence Bud Crawford. I have not seen him get this much publicity, and I'm sure he has not done this many interviews after a fight before. Countless of interviews that I still haven't caught up with from different platforms and publications. And he has been just going on a press tour, like I said, crazy press tour. So let me break down the timeline. So with Terence Crawford, right, after his one-sided ass whooping of Errol Spence Jr. from July 29th last month in Las Vegas, I was in the building. Nobody expected that ass whooping, that one-sided ass whooping on Terence Bud Crawford's side. Nobody saw that coming besides the Terence Crawford supporters, of course. But outside of that, man, the general population, the general public did not see that coming at all, period. I didn't see that coming either, right? But kudos to Terence Crawford, man. I definitely will not doubt that man ever again. But I must say, I got to be a realist too, and I'm gonna break it down why, him moving up to 168 is career suicide. But let me break down the timeline. So, Terence Crawford doing these plethora of interviews, right, after his victory of Errol Spence, and I remember, and I believe it was the Breakfast Club, right, that they asked Terence Crawford about fighting Canelo Alvarez. And Terence basically said, and I'm paraphrasing, he basically said that he will consider fighting Canelo at a catchweight, which was 158. He basically said that there's weight classes for a reason, and that he's comfortable at a catchweight at 158. That's what the man said. All right. So now let's fast forward after that, about a week or so after that. So now we have the press tour between Canelo Alvarez and Jermell Charlo, undisputed versus undisputed. They made 2 city tour stops, one in LA, one in New York. And so there was an interview of Canelo Alvarez, and I believe it's the same publication, The Breakfast Club. They asked him about fighting Terence Crawford, right? And basically Canelo said that he cannot go down in weight. And if Terence Crawford wants to fight Canelo, then he'll have to go up to 168 to fight him. He also mentioned that if he does fight Terence Crawford, that he would not get the credit because he's beating a smaller man, right? He's beating a smaller man. And sidebar on that, Canelo, and I'm gonna definitely say this, man. Canelo is valued in boxing. He's a valuable asset in boxing because the sanctioning bodies will move mountains for Canelo, right? So when you're fighting Canelo, you'll definitely get a career high payday, right? So that being said, with Canelo, he calls the shots, right? He calls the shots. He's still the A size. He can do what he want to do. Basically, I'm saying is that he's supposed to be fighting Benavidez. Everybody wants to see him fight Benavidez, right? He has been avoiding Benavidez for years. He is not fighting his people, his contemporaries on his weight class. He'd rather fight these guys some different weight classes and stuff like that and bring them up and fight them. So, I digress, all right? But anyway, like I mentioned, so, Canelo mentioned that he would consider fighting Terence Crawford at 168. So after that interview was listed, right, another interview of Terence Crawford, and I believe the publication was Joe Rogan's Experience podcast, one of the top podcasts in the world. He was asked again about fighting Canelo Alvarez, and paraphrasing again, this time Terence Crawford said, "Oh yeah, I want to make history. I want to go up to 168 and fight the winner of Jermell Charlo versus Canelo Alvarez." Right? Now we all know, because of the fact that Terence Crawford is 36 years old, he is trying to fight mega fights, big fights. big money fights. And so, you know, if he wants to get that bag, he's better off fighting Canelo Alvarez because he brings in the most money. So more than likely, and this is another video, I should be doing this, but Canelo, if Canelo wins, which I believe he should win against Jermell Charlo, that is a mega money fight. That's the fight that he's going to make the most money with, right? So, so here's the thing, right? With Terence Crawford, all right? Moving up from 147 to 168 is career suicide. I do not recommend that. Let's look at history. And the history is right in front of you. Look at Canelo. He is a known guy to move up and down in weight. And guess what? Moving up and down in weight did not work in his favor when he fought Bivol. He moved up to challenge Bivol and lost. He got outclassed. He got schooled. Right? Let's look at another fighter. Let's look at Roy Jones. He moved up to fight John Ruiz to become... He moved up from 175 to heavyweight to fight John Ruiz. He got the WBC strap at the time, moved back down and got knocked out by Antonio Tarver. So historically, you look at these fighters that move up and down in weight and try to challenge people and stuff like that, it doesn't work out in their favor. It doesn't work out. So with Terence Bud Crawford, I'm just going to be real. I'm a supporter of you, but I'm going to be real. That you move up to 168, like you said in your first response about fighting Canelo Alvarez, there's weight classes for a reason. You need to go up to 154, fight Tim Tszyu. If you're not going to fight Boots at 147, which what you said that you're not going to fight him because that's a lose-lose situation. Okay, that's fine. Go to 154 and fight Tim Tszyu and get that WBO strap, because that's what they said. The WBO will strip Jermell Charlo of that title once the fight is over for against Canelo Alvarez. So get that strap at 154. Because here's the thing. You go to 168, Terence Crawford, let's say you fight and beat Canelo at 168, you better stay your ass there. Because you're going to find out what it's like to fight at 168 with those real heavy hitters at 168, like Benavidez. You know for damn sure that man is too big, pause, for you. You know these fighters at 168 are too big for you, pause. Too big, the power, too much. It's just too much. So you never fought at 168. There's no blueprint. There's nothing that we can gauge of how you can compete at 168. Remember, you're going for 147. Those same reflexes, the counterpunching, you know, the reflexes, the movement, when you go up in weight and fight at 168, is going to be different. How is your power going to translate at 168? How is your punch resistance going to translate at 168? That remains to be seen because you never went there before, right? Yes, your skills are top-notch, next level. I definitely agree with you with that. Skill for skill, nobody matches you. That doesn't matter what weight class. But again, there's weight classes for a reason. So a small, great guy going up against a great, big guy, who wins? The great big guy wins. So you go up at 168, you beat Canelo, you stay your ass there, because moving back down is career suicide. Moving back down to 154 is not good. I'm not a fan of guys moving up and down in weight consistently like that. And it shows, history shows that it doesn't work in your favor. Weight draining yourself to move back down to fight again, stay your ass at 168 and you'll see how it feels. If not, go to 154 and weight drain yourself, and at 36, go down to 154 and see how it feels. So stay at 154, family. Stay at 154. Terence Bud Crawford, stay at that weight class, man. Fight Tim Tszyu. Get the strap. All right? I mean, and perhaps I would say, you know, if you want to get that strap at 154, Tim Tszyu, You can stay at that weight class, right? And collect the belts there. And there you have it. But I know you don't want to work that hard to get those belts like that. You rather have somebody that did the work and then challenge them to be undisputed. I get that part. Right? But again, you know, with Jermell Charlo moving up to 168, right? You still have the opportunity, you know, even if he loses, to get those straps. So, you know, but like I said, family, like Terence Bud Crawford, man, don't do it, brother. Don't go to 168, man. Just stay at 154, because again, there's weight classes for a reason. You know what I'm saying? There's weight classes, and truth be told, family, like let's say you go up and do fight Canelo at 168. Do you really think that you're gonna be able to hurt Canelo at 168 when Canelo was fighting Triple G 3 times? At the time when he fought Triple G, right? Triple G had the highest knockout percentage in boxing. And when he was knocking people out, he was breaking bones, orbital bones, ribs, all kinds of shit. You know what I'm saying? He was the hardest puncher at the time in boxing. Same thing with Kovalev. Kovalev was knocking motherfuckers out with jabs. And he took those punches. So Canelo has pretty much a granite chin. So what can a 147 pounder do to a 168 pounder with punches? Come on, man. Let's make it make sense, family. Come on, somebody break it down for me, because that don't make no damn sense to me. How is your power going to translate to 168 for a guy like Canelo who's faced heavy hitters? Even Bivol is a harder puncher than Terence Crawford, right? Harder puncher, and you saw what the punches that Canelo did to Bivol. They did nothing, because he moved up in weight. Canelo moved up in weight and said, I'm feeling myself. Let me see if I fight this bigger man. And he ain't did a goddamn thing. So same thing with Terence Crawford. You move up in weight, I doubt your power is going to do a goddamn thing to anybody at 168, especially somebody like Canelo Alvarez, who's been through heavy hitters in his career. All right, family. So anyway, those are my thoughts on that, family. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. Do y'all think that Terence Bud Crawford moving up to 168 is career suicide? Do you think he has a chance at 168? Let me know what your thoughts down below, family. Until next time, signing out. Peace.